when you have counselling sessions with couples who have undergone infidelity,
Yes.
does the third party ever come into the session?
The mistress or the mister. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Situation Report. I'm one of your hosts, Tanisha. I'm joined by Carla and JK. And today we're joined by marriage counsellor Theresa Pong. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I think JK and Carla have a lot of questions, maybe as married people.
Yes.
I am in a relationship, but I'm not married yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So Theresa, maybe you could tell us, what do you do as a marriage counsellor?
All right. As a marriage counselor, I actually work a lot with couples, helping them to move from crisis to connection. And especially for me, I specialize in the area of infidelity. Yes.
How do you specialize in infidelity?
That's cheating, right?
Yeah, but how do you specialize in that?
I work with many couples who are trying to recover from betrayal, affairs, and other forms of infidelity. So that's a major area of work that I do. Another area of work that I do is I also work with many individuals who are trying to find healing from broken relationships. So I help them to embrace their self-worth and also to create that authenticity in them so that they can move on to healthier relationships.
Not to jump the gun, but what's the percentage of infidelity, men or women?
That's a very good question, right? Equally, I do see that it's an equal, percentage of, be it man or woman, having issues with infidelity.
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if the ratio is the same, but I feel like the reasoning for infidelity is very different for
It
women
is.
compared
Yes,
to
and also whether it's physical or emotional
Correct.
cheating.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
lay it on us. What are the most common reasons why men cheat or why women cheat?
Actually, they all have a common reason, and that is emotional disconnection.
Okay.
And
Okay,
especially this emotional disconnection always happens during transitions in marriages. So what I mean by transitions? So in a marriage, we always look at the timeline, and that means we are looking at whether if there's a new entry of a new family member, like a birth of a new child, or if there's any exit of any family member, like let's say the passing away of perhaps a family member like parents. So these are the transition points. Other transition points will also include, let's say, retrenchments or something happening to the family. And these are what I call the transition points to, crisis in a relationship or a marriage.
Okay.
I don't see how a death of a parent, warrants, I'm going to cheat because my mom died.
No, but maybe it's like
I'm just in a really bad place right now. I'm just
No,
gonna go
maybe it's the partner, maybe when you lose someone, you just shut down completely, that you don't even allow your partner in anymore. And then your partner starts feeling lonely, abandoned, and seeking comfort. And if I can't, it's a really bad time, obviously. It's not
complex.
a justification. Yeah,
It's
it's very
complex.
complex, I'm sure. But I can see how that would happen.
So these are the critical points in a marriage that we are very concerned.
Okay. So I read this article about how the rate of marriages is going down and divorce is actually going up. So let me just pull up the stats. So marriages are down by 7% and divorces are up by close to 4%. Is there some sort of reasoning behind this, or is it just vibes?
Social media.
Is it just vibes?
Good guess.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay, but let me hold that thought for a while first.
That was I
She was
pulled it
onto
out of nowhere.
something.
All right, so let's talk about divorce. To continue where I left. Okay, when we look at the transition points, so one of the main cause of divorce is when couples are not able to, navigate through all these transition points. So when they find struggles, and if they don't seek help in time to help to not just move through all these transition points, this is where we see there could be emotional disconnection, resentment happens. So depending, so some couples will just distance from each other, some will just shut down, but some unfortunately decided to take their issues to another relationship outside of their marriages. And in fact, I would say that among all the marriage cases that I see in my practice, almost 60 to 70% of the cases are related to infidelity.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
Yeah. So this is something that I see in divorces. On the other hand, on the marriages, I do see young couples, dating couples, in my practice. Generally, this is also the stage where they are actually struggling or maybe trying to balance between their self-identity. So this is where it comes to, it's linked to career development, personal development, and whether am I ready just to put everything on the hold and commit to the next stage of my life. And that
Right.
is marriage.
Right.
Yes.
Actually, talking about like young couples, because we did do an episode on this in our previous season about BTOs and divorce and the relationship. I mean, because it's like you are making such a huge commitment at such a young age to, I mean, you're getting a house, but you also have to show your marriage cert at the end of the day.
Yes.
And how that kind of, you know, is linked to divorce. But yeah, okay.
I have a question, right? So I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but when I was younger, I used to think that if someone cheats on me, it's a deal breaker. It's an immediate deal breaker, right? But then the moment I got married, and like as you are years into your marriage, and then you start realizing that like people around you, they are going through it, right? You're finally at a stage where all of these things are now actively happening in your group of friends. And I feel like divorce is like, or separation is less of a quick decision, like if I was just dating someone.
Is it because you're a mom? So
yeah, because if you
a-
have kids, I'm sure that would
Right.
be
It probably
a huge-
is, but I feel like even before I had my kid, I think just like, I don't know, I always grew up thinking I only want to get married once. Like this is it, to me, if I get married and I choose someone, I'll take a long time to decide who it is, but when I do, I want that to be my person and then
Right.
just be done with it, right? So now when I hear friends talking about infidelity and all that, and then the topic of divorce comes up, I always ask myself, like, would I don't think brave is the right word to leave your partner, but it's like there's so much more at stake when you are married and
Definitely.
you have a family, right? And it's like,
Definitely.
what can you not look past, but I guess eventually come to terms with in order to get a better relationship?
Like, would you consider counselling or
I would definitely consider.
right? But when you're younger, you're like, okay, no counselling, straight away, goodbye.
I was just
Right.
like, oh my God, if you cheat on me, bye, you're lost. Like, you know,
That's what I think. That's what I think
yeah,
right now.
you have that confidence of
Yeah.
like, there's plenty of fish in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sea.
yeah. And also, I mean, like, you did something wrong and I can never trust you again.
Correct.
And we don't have, I mean, we do have, like, we've been dating for years, but also it's like, it's easier to let go because I can keep telling myself that you cheated on
Exactly.
me.
You're not my family. I
Yeah.
chose you. You chose me. If you
Yeah.
chose someone else, good riddance.
But also, do you think it's because of the stigma of, like, divorce?
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
I know a lot of people that are divorced. It's very common nowadays, and it's
Yes,
not
it is.
not really
It is.
frowned upon anymore. It's more like, hey, if it's better for you and your mental health and your family, maybe it's an abusive relationship. You know, there's no way you're gonna advise that person to stick it out, right? Stick what
In fact, I
out.
also want to add on to this point. You brought up a very good point. Ever since pandemic, ever since COVID-19, what we also observe is that is a new shift, which also could explain why marriages is down and divorce is going up. It's this trend that, we must all take care of our mental health, which actually allows, the individuals to take a look inside and ask yourself whether is this a relationship that I want? If I'm not happy, why do I still want to stay in this marriage or in this relationship? So that gives them even more empowerment, all right, to make the decision, to have more courage to step out to say, okay, enough is enough, I don't need, I want. Or the other way is, I'm going to give this one more try. I'm going to find a counselor to help us to see whether is there still hope in this relationship.
But usually, how do they get to the point of counseling? Like, is it like someone in the relationship is like, okay, we need help and we need to go? Or like, are they advised to go? Like, usually, what's the sort of trend?
There is a very interesting research, all right. Years ago, one of the top psychologists, John Gottman, he actually found a research that actually it would take a couple around 6 years to discover that, hey, something is wrong in our marriages. Let's seek counseling or let's seek help. But in recent years, all right, we also have been seeing a new trend that, couples are being more sensitive. It's that roughly between 1 to 3 years, if they see that, hey, we seem to get into this repeated cycles of conflicts, they are more open to come forward to seek help. And one more thing I wanted to add, many couples think that coming to counseling means that, okay, are we the problem? Are we here to fix the issue? And I will always tell couples, especially if you are in the dilemma whether to stay or not to stay in the relationship, come to counseling and just seek clarity. Find out what really happens in the relationship that leads to whatever the outcome for today. And then you make the decision whether is this relationship for both of you.
Do people ever blame you? Like if they come in and then
Yeah, we have.
it's like when you go into counseling, sometimes it's like you're on one team, I'm on one team. We're gonna go to a referee to decide. And then if the referee goes, okay, actually I feel like maybe you are a little bit harsh and all that. Do they ever take it
Actually,
personally
yeah.
and go like, how can you take her side?
Like, are you the
take sides.
mediator?
Yeah,
Are you the
yeah, how does
mediator?
that work?
I know that is a difficult, and that actually requires a lot of skills on the counselor part, where we have to be very objectively validate each parties. If let's say I validate one party, I have to make sure that my validation doesn't make the other person feel blamed. So this is a tangle that I have in my couples, and it requires a lot of experience and skills to do that. But having said that, we do see cases where, like through counseling, maybe one party started to have the clarity of mind and say that I decide to make this decision. This is not for me.
Yeah.
It happened.
This is in like, this relationship is not for me.
Yeah, this is not for me. I decided that, the more I come for counseling, the clearer that I have. So the clarity can go two ways. Yeah.
This is a off the ball question. Like when you have counseling sessions with couples who have undergone infidelity,
Yes.
does the third party ever come into the session? Like,
The mistress or the mister.
No, right? No such thing. Right?
No.
Right.
In fact,
Roast the person.
I don't know. Maybe the third party will try to.
What an interesting concept.
Yeah, it is, right?
it's a very good question.
Right? Like recovery, like on the path to recovery, we need a third person to.
No, I don't see the
No such
what
thing.
I call the affair partner, the term we use, affair partner. I don't see this affair partner.
At all.
I'll just focus on the couple.
You ever ask for photo or not? No, I would be wait, how does she look like? How does he look like?
No, and she's like,
Yeah.
right, noted. Okay.
I will keep a lookout.
But so, okay, I mean, going back to the infidelity, because like Carla said, it's such a difficult thing to navigate.
It is
through because,
difficult.
I mean, trust is a huge pillar of a relationship, I'm
Yes,
guessing.
yes.
Trust and communication. And I guess once that's sort of broken, it's very difficult to
And
mend
in
that.
fact, trust and safety and security are the building blocks in an emotional connection. And
Right.
once that is broken, this is where we see that, the relationship becomes very fragile for the couple.
okay.
And so we do actually help couples to rebuild, but it is going to be a very difficult process. And sometimes it can take between anywhere from 6 months to even more than 2 years. Or even
Yeah,
more.
I was gonna ask, how long do people usually go for
For
counseling?
counseling, it can be anywhere from 6 months to 2 years or even more, depending on the complexity of the issues. And when I talk about the complexity of the issues, it's not just about the affair, but it also actually related to, let's say, your childhood experiences, your growing up experiences.
Right.
Whether did you go through any, let's say, trauma. And so going through another infidelity is a trauma. So it's a trauma add on another trauma. So that also determines how the duration of the recovery process.
How long is each session with you?
For me, each session is about 75 minutes.
Oh,
But I also see couples for marriage intensive where we will sit down for 2 days from morning till
Wow.
For what?
where we actually
Boot
really
camp.
talk and really deep dive into the issue.
Wow.
But usually the sessions are done together. It's never like isolated. Like, okay, I'm going to talk to the husband first and then the wife.
Okay, generally, all right, it has to be together. You see, what I say, the other partner must hear, and likewise, so that we have the objectivity, we are on the same page. But occasionally, and in between, let's say the third or fourth service, I would need to have individual sessions to process with them. Okay, tell me more a little bit about your, let's say, background experiences, your past trauma. But I also having said that, I don't hold secrets. So, for example, in the individual sessions, if one of them say, "Hey, Theresa, I'm seeing somebody outside this relationship," I will tell them, "Look, I can't continue this
Okay.
because
fair.
this is one secret that I cannot hold.
Right.
And I need to share that or even invite you to share that in the next couple session."
Okay.
Have you ever seen cases where it's only one partner that comes for counseling?
Definitely. We see.
How does that work
Yeah.
though?
All right, so what happens that either the one partner comes to see me regarding clarity, whether it's this relationship for me. Or the other reason is because they feel like, am I the issue here? Why am I the one that is like escalating in a fight? Why am I the one that is, like having so much anger in this relationship? And they thought that maybe I should come to fix the issue myself first. And that's how the entry point is.
Okay. Actually, sorry, I forgot to ask this, but what's the age range of your clients?
All right, it can be anywhere from mid-20s
Okay.
all the way in the 50s and the 60s.
Okay.
Oh, they're still working on the relationship, 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, this is a wrong assumption, but I always thought, like, once you're past 50, it's like, all right, locked in, like, no more divorce.
But you got to remember, every transition, in a marriage is an ongoing, like development. So there are different transitions in the whole lifetime.
For me, right, I don't know whether I'm being very, how's the word to use here, very laissez-faire, whatever. Like, I feel like for many of couples in my age and situation, we are together because of the children. Because there's already kids there. And we're just cruising through a relationship. We don't think too much, we don't think about, am I being passionate enough? And then I always think, okay, maybe by the time the kids are grown up, new adventure time.
And there's one new transition in your life.
That's why
right
I
now.
wouldn't think of working on marriage at 55 or 60. I was like, okay lah, let's go.
As in you're just cruising.
Yeah, we cruise. And so if the kids grow, if anything issue, okay lah, whatever lah. Like, maybe because of my mom, My mom is married 4 times.
Okay.
And she's still in very good terms with her exes. Like, we still have dinner and all that together. Chinese New Year, we still see each other. So it's like, if it doesn't work out, doesn't work out lor. That's the attitude I have in my head.
Your parents' relationship and marriage situation does have a huge effect,
Right?
effect
It does,
on
right?
yourself, right? Like how you view marriage.
Yes.
I mean, of course, I don't want to, divorce and marry and divorce. Like, I always told myself that. But once I got married, I'm like, oh, man, it's a lot of work, man. Like,
Do you feel there was more pressure on your relationship once you got married?
not really. We've been very chill, actually. My wife is a very chill person. Like, she's very.
And gorgeous.
It's not just about the looks, right? It's about the effort. Yeah.
While we may feel like we are cruising, we may lost butterflies in the stomach kind of,
Yeah,
feeling.
love that, yeah.
But in this whole transition, in this particular stage of your relationship, do you feel that, hey, I can depend on my wife, when I need her, will she be there for me? This is
Begrudgingly, I feel. So we
But
are.
she will be there.
We are there for each other because we are like, we've built this family, right? So we got
correct.
kids. If, like, for example, I need to go for work, she'll take care of the kids. She needs to work, I'll take care of the kids. We're there for each other. But when you talk about, when you first get married, you think of passion, love, butterfly, clouds. That's not a marriage, like, in my head, like, or what I'm experiencing now, see?
All right.
And I've kind of like grasped that. That's normal, right?
It is normal, actually.
Yeah,
it
it is.
is normal.
Have there been any points where you're like, you counsel a couple and you're like, in your head, you're like, this is doomed. And then you sort of like hint to them
what a good question.
that like, maybe no matter how much you try, this relationship may not work.
Okay, this is a very good question. I'm not in a position to say, okay, you should divorce or you should not divorce, because they are the one who are the best, in the best position to make that decision.
Right.
But what I do is I'll put everything on the table. I reflect to them what I'm seeing here. If you decide to continue with the relationship, what can we do?
Right.
And if you decide to, go separate ways, all right, what is going to happen after this? But more importantly, certain signs that I do want to bring up, for example, in couple counseling, is whether are there any ongoing emotional and physical abuse?
Right.
Right? Is there any form of family violence here that impact on the children itself? Is there any, like ongoing infidelity or betrayal that's going on? Because if that is still ongoing, we can't work on the relationship. All right. And of course, the other part is, are both of you still committed, or one person has already said, I have already emotionally checked out of this relationship. So these are the signs that we look out for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find that religious couples are more committed to saving the marriage because to them it's more sacred? And that's why we're too chill. My wife is not religious, So
Not exactly.
not exactly. You don't find that
Not
religious couples
exactly.
find marriage more sacred.
No, in fact, it's also back to what I shared earlier on. Since pandemic, like individuals are embracing that it's okay if this is not working out. It's okay to say yes to myself and make that decision to say, I'm not going to let this, to affect me. All right. On the contrary, I have actually seen both equal parts of religious couples and non-religious couple who come to me and say, we want to make this work. We don't want to give up. We want to give counseling the last stop, like the last option to see whether if this relationship still can continue.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I will always assume that people who are religious would find their marriage important to save.
Yeah.
It's not. And this is actually related to something that's biological, the connection. So connection is like a survival instinct. Like, we are hungry, we need to eat,
Yeah.
And likewise, we are wired to connect. And so that's why we hear of couples saying that, even though there are ongoing abuses, and I know logically I can't be in this relationship, but I don't know why, Theresa, I just can't break up with this person because of this connection. Like emotionally, I don't have the heart to break up.
Right.
And so when they ever break up, they really need a lot of help.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
This connection is wired and it can be very strong.
Like an attachment.
It is an attachment. We are wired to
And they
attach.
can't see themselves with anyone else. That kind.
Yes.
But
So
if it's a safety thing, right, like your safety or the safety of your children, because this is clearly an unsafe environment,
right.
do you ever try to intervene? Do you try to get other people involved, call the police or anything when you hear of these things?
Yes.
happening?
So sometimes when I see true, let's say, child abuse cases, all right, I do have my ethical practice that I need to alert authorities, such as social workers or even police. Yes.
How many of your clients, the husband, say that, the problem relationship, my wife always no action, never do anything?
It can be also the other side.
Oh, the other side. Oh, the wife say also. My husband don't want to do anything.
It's common
So it's
issue.
very common, right? Is it very common?
It is common.
Sorry, action means sex. Sex. Do I have to use the word sex? Like seriously, I look at her. What are you talking about?
baby.
You have to be
Yeah.
explicit.
Hey,
So,
just
what is the do men ask for it more or women ask for it more or quite balanced? What's it like?
Okay, surprisingly, actually, I do see that the men ask for it more.
Not surprising.
That's not surprising, lah. Come on.
It's normal.
But the wife will always,
$100 on that.
the females will always say that it's not that I don't want to have, like sexual intimacy with you, but emotionally, I'm not ready for it.
Correct.
Then what
And
does that
women
mean?
are-
Like,
women
seriously?
are more tied emotionally.
Yes,
right?
yes.
What's
If you are
that
not
mean?
fulfilled emotionally,
Yeah.
you're not going to put out, right?
Correct,
For a
correct.
woman, it's just like, nah.
Yeah, it's got to be like.
Correct. You don't make me horny. I'm not turned on. Nothing. There's nothing. You're not doing the dishes. You're not cleaning up after things. I bet.
Okay.
those
Like,
are
for example, can be, like last night I didn't have a good sleep because the baby is crying throughout the night.
Correct. Correct. And you made me get up to tend to the baby. You didn't even get up the 5 times the baby
Therefore,
woke
the
up.
hole is closed.
The hole is closed. The factory shutters are down. So wait, what is your solution usually? Yeah.
All right, we're still going back to the basic, the emotional connection. Can we
Emotional.
reconnect both of you emotionally? Attend to each other emotional needs. And then, like you can see the changes in the dynamics of the relationship.
But what if the person is emotionally unavailable and emotionally unstable?
Emotionally unavailable and okay, I would be very interested.
Right.
Maybe somewhere in the timeline something has happened.
Right.
For example, a rupture or attachment injury that makes you feel like I have a block in this relationship.
Attachment injury. I've never heard.
What
of
is that?
before.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's like a rupture. It's like there's a blood clot and then suddenly it
Yeah.
just bursts.
Oh my god.
This is
okay.
exactly happened to a relationship. So sometimes it could be very what I call pivotal event, like a betrayal.
Right.
Or it could be, like a big argument that is so traumatic to you that somehow it made you feel like I want to emotionally shut down and not open myself to the other party.
Okay. I have a question now.
Yeah.
We've talked about the problems and the fundamental issues that happen. What are some steps or like actions
Solution.
that you give your clients of like, okay, here are 3 basic steps that you can try to implement to make things better? Do you have that?
Yes, okay. It's in the acronym of ARE. This is coined by a leading psychologist called Dr. Sue Johnson. A means accessibility, R means responsiveness, and E is engagement.
right.
So, for example, right, you prepare a deck of slides for your boss. All right?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna say-
This is what you're doing wrong.
I don't know how to do PowerPoint.
All right, and then your boss didn't like let's say, the background color of your deck and scolded you in front of your colleagues. All right, you are upset, right? You wanted to find someone that, you feel safe and just say, hey, I have such a bad day. Of course, a lot of us will call the other half and say, my boss just scolded me today in front of my colleagues. So A means, can I call my husband? And my husband is able to take out, or maybe your romantic partner to take out the call and say, okay, I'm ready just to listen to you. Tell me more.
Okay.
Or is it just like, wait, this is not important. Maybe tonight then we talk about it. Are you there for
Right.
me? Can I, when I'm in need, can I come to tell you, hey, it's hurting.
Right.
That's A. Now, responsiveness, it depends how can you respond to the other person. So you tell your husband or your romantic partner, say, my boss just scolded me right in front of my colleagues. So either way, you can respond like, yeah, just ignore your boss. That's invalidating.
Oh, let me write that down. Let me write that down.
So that's like, disconnection. Or you could just respond like, that sounds tough. Like, your boss just almost embarrass you right in front of your, your colleagues.
Acknowledging it.
Acknowledging it. So that builds connection, the responsiveness.
Right.
Now, engagement is basically means that whether, do you feel like we are on the same boat, or do I feel like you hears me out? So for example, it means after you validate the other partner saying, yeah, that sounds difficult. So do you feel like, okay, my partner is on the same boat as me, like, wow, it's like, I'm just doing a piece of work, and how come my boss doesn't appreciate me? Or the other half was saying, who asked you go and use pink color for your slide? Yeah, so this is what we call AR.
I see.
But it's not easy to practice.
Yeah. What are the sort of like key pillars of a good marriage? And like, what are like things like communication, trust, anything like that?
There's safety. Whether if, let's say, for example, just now I said about the PowerPoint slides, right?
Right.
Can I come to you and say that, to share my struggles, even though I might be at fault by using the wrong color for the PowerPoint slides, but can I have a safety that you will not judge me? Can I trust that even if I share this note with you, in the next quarrel, will you use it against me? Or will you like bring this example and tell all your friends that, hey, my wife used pink color, for her PowerPoint slides?
What are some sort of like signs of that, you need to get help? Like, I know like fighting is a huge thing, but sometimes fights are also healthy.
Yes.
Right?
So this is important. If the fights are they functional or dysfunctional?
Right.
And actually, in couple counseling, what we track is also what I call the tango. In each couple, there's always a dance how they fight. And if you find that this dance is repeatedly, it follows the same pattern. All right. So, for example, maybe she just made a facial expression, and then the other partner would just get escalated. And then somehow both of you are not able to resolve it. And if this pattern always repeats, it is time to actually seek help.
I see. Okay.
I think that's really interesting though, because you have to know how to fight.
Yes, correct.
For the longest time, I didn't know how to fight. I'm a very passive person. So the moment something comes up, I will walk away. I cannot engage.
It's
I
like I
don't-
shut down. I cannot talk to the other
correct.
partner.
But it's not healthy,
Correct.
Right.
It's not healthy.
You need to write it down.
Yeah, I never knew how to like address issues. It would just come up and then I'd go like, it's okay, just brush it off. But actually I'm taking it in, whereas the other person thinks, okay, she got over it.
All right. And I
She's
want
okay with that.
Yeah, she's okay with it. She's fine. She didn't.
All right.
She didn't make
And I want to just add on, this is very normal. Like we always see one partner shut down, but more importantly is, can both of you come back later on to repair and talk about the incident?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you have to acknowledge that it's a problem.
Yes,
And
it is.
that if there's something to be fixed, I think because I never was under the impression that fighting is healthy.
Oh my God, that's me. Because also I'm a Libra and I just hate confrontation.
Correct, yeah.
So I always thought that if I fight, it's
Libra.
like... If I fight, it's like, oh my God, he's going to want to break up with
Yeah,
me. So I was
yeah,
like,
it's a
yeah, this
bad
is fine.
thing.
But then I realized like, you know what, maybe I should be discussing this with you because then you think that it's okay. And then we started discussing. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine with that. And then we just had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to add that every couple will fight. Even me as a counselor, I also have fights with my husband. But more importantly is whether do we come back together to repair the relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what we are looking at.
That's great though. I highly encourage people to fight, but fight properly. Don't fight dirty.
Yeah.
Right? Don't like use things from like, oh, but 2 years ago you
I just think it's funny how you said this.
it's so irritating. Like if you're gonna fight within the context of what the issue
Correct.
is, right? And then fight reasonably and logically, and don't like try to drag other things in, or don't try to use things as ammunition. I feel like that's super unfair. Don't fight to win. I think fight to get to a solution.
I mean, you're fighting for the relationship.
Correct. And
Yes.
you should be
Your
on the same
team.
team.
I like what you say, fighting for the relationship. Yeah, even finding the solution is all about helping the relationship to grow.
Yeah, I love that.
And that's on tips on fighting.
Fighting.
Thank
Hot
you
tips
so
on winning a
much.
fight. So look for me next.
Thank you so much, marriage counselor Theresa from the
Thank you
Relationship
for the invitation.
Room.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on the next episode of The Situation Report.
See ya. Fight fair.